Hey everybody, I know this is kind of weird. This video is not going to have a whole lot to do about knives or any of that sort of stuff. I had a little contest over on the Facebook page about what my next video should be about. And this is kind of a mix of a couple of them. And so I'll announce over there who won this, but they'll kind of get the idea. One of the contests had to do, or one of the answers had to do with what's my most prized possession, or what's my most sentimental possession. And while these are not them, these are kind of related to that whole idea. But let me start all this by saying the other answer to the question about what I should do my next video on had to do with a young man who's all active on the Facebook page, whose house burned down a couple nights ago. And this has a lot to do with that. So I'm going to start there and just kind of work in some other bits of the stuff. Back in 1982, I was just a kid. I'll just tell you, I was 10 years old. And about a week after my 10th birthday, our house burned down. Just all the way down. And to understand how devastating that was for the family, you have to understand that we were poor. I grew up really poor. Probably not as poor as some of y'all may have, but it was still poor. You know, I've dealt with being hungry, and which, you know, looking at my face now, it's hard to believe, but we didn't have much. And so, but my parents always, somewhere around Christmas and birthdays, they always came through with what to us was a lot. And whether it was a couple Star Wars figures or an X-Wing fighter, they always came through, and it was a big deal. And we took care of our stuff, and we loved getting stuff, and we were appreciative of everything we got. But then our house burned down, and we lost everything. And my dad owed money, of course, for different things, so the insurance barely covered what he owed to different things. And this is a sad story, I know, and this is all going to wrap around, but I'm just going to tell you. And right around the same time, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. So it was just a bad time for the family. And the one thing, when you're a kid, it doesn't really dawn on you the weight of the whole situation, because your parents are, if they're decent parents, are trying to do their best to shield you from all of it. So I didn't find out a lot about the health issues until later. But what did happen was, my mom and me, we wrote to Kinder Toys and told them what happened. We told them that I had but I had a Star Wars collection and what had happened. And they weren't under any obligation to do anything, of course. And this may have been the first steps of the pay it forward attitude, I don't know. But I got this huge box just full of stuff that hadn't even come out yet at the stores, and different things that I hadn't had before. And I'd had an X-Wing fighter, but it wasn't the cool one with the burnt wings on it. And just different figures and everything. And it was just, to a poor kid like me, it was amazing. It was just crazy amazing. And so these are some of my favorite little figurines. This has been on my desk. Y'all can't see my desk, but it's got all kinds of toys. But this guy lives on my desk, and actually I didn't find these again until last year. My parents' storage unit got flooded out, and I lost a lot of stuff, but I still recovered these two guys and a couple other things. But the whole thing was that this young man lost his stuff the other night, and he showed us he had 2 knives left. I'm not sure what his entire collection was before that, but he had 2 knives left. And so me and a couple other guys, I'm just gonna name them. It was Wade Page, me, and the bad man. They sent in some money for shipping, and then I threw in a bunch of knives, and we just made him a Kenner box. Hopefully that he'll enjoy and be able to use to kind of not recover his belongings, but just hopefully bring his spirits up. And this works into what the Pay It Forward program is all about for me. It's not necessarily changing people's knife collection. It's not necessarily giving somebody something they never had before or couldn't afford. Like, well, Kenner did that for me. But more than anything, especially as I grew older and looked back on this, more than what they sent me was the fact that they sent me something as a kid. Just a 10-year-old poor kid in Stockton, California. And they sent it to me. And that's what I want with a little bit with Pay It Forward. And I got to thank Eric Holiday for getting everybody involved in that. And so the whole important thing about this guy, this poor kid losing his house the other night, was that I was hoping but the one thing that you learn as you grow up, and maybe some of y'all learned it younger than I did, and if y'all are young, let's say you're under 25, maybe you don't understand it, and you might. I'm old, I'm 45, so maybe I understand it a little bit better, but not as well as some of y'all that are even older, or some of y'all have had different experiences than I have. But the thing is, none of this is going to matter. This isn't what matters. It's the meaning behind this what matters. This is just a little die-cast figure that I could probably buy for $1 off the internet. But it's priceless because of the memories. And every day I'm watching my boys grow up, and I know some of y'all are watching your children grow up and going through the same thing. And I don't have anything that I wouldn't give. Y'all are going to make me cry here, but I don't have anything that's more important than the people in my life. I don't have anything that's more important than spending time with them. And what's really been cool about all this Pay It Forward stuff is I'm bringing some more people into that circle. I know you're not that tight, but we still got a different kind of thing going on, and it's pretty cool. I have really, really good friends I've made, and all this stuff is not important. If I lost every single knife I had and I got to keep the friends I had made this year, then it would all be worth it. So I think it's just important that we keep stuff in perspective as far as what's important to us. Maybe we don't have the stuff we want, but we have the people we need. Because I know there are people out there, and I get emails from them, and that are hurting, and they've lost loved ones. We had one guy that lost somebody just the other day on the Facebook page, and these are the things that matter. And I know this is cheesy for some of you, and hopefully I don't lose too many subs. But the important things are not your knives. They're for me. They're not my knives. I like them. I love my Demcos and my cold steels or whatever. And even my Spydercos. So there's that. But not like I don't like y'all. And I made some really cool friends, and y'all are some good people. A lot of good people. And really interesting people, some interesting stories, and things that if I quit today, I would remember for all my life. And I just want to keep going with that. But I don't know how. I know this seems like I'm just rambling on, and I am. And I promise I'm not drunk. I don't drink, and I'm not high because I don't know where to buy anything. I mean, I'm not high because I don't do drugs. But I just want to let y'all know that there are people hurting out there. There are people going through different things. And what y'all are doing with the Pay It Forward stuff and all y'all's contributions are really helping. And we were able to help this young man out a little bit. It's not going to, like I said, it's not going to totally change everything, but hopefully maybe gives them an hour worth of smiling. And that's all we can hope to do, is just be friends, be a community, and keep doing this. I mean, this was 35 years ago. 35 years ago, Kenner did this for me. Kenner's not even in business anymore. And I won't forget it. I'll be an old man, older than I am now, and I won't forget it. It's just hopefully being touched by people that you don't know. Somebody that's in Texas reaching out to you. Somebody that's in, Ohio. Somebody that's in California making connections with somebody that's in Israel or England or Denmark. And that's what this all means to me. And I know I sound mushy, and I'm not trying to. Well, I am trying to. But I'll leave a disclaimer at the beginning that if you don't want mush, you probably need to move on a little bit. Because this is just about a lot of feelings I've had today about what's going on with this young man that lost his house and this other person that lost their family member. And it just seemed like hardly any other thing was that important to talk about. And especially I was reminded of that by Wade. And so, if you have a chance, say something nice to this guy on the channel. Maybe wish him well. I don't know if he's gonna come out over on the YouTube channel and say, hey, if you want to send me something to send to him, I'll get it to him. If you want to kick in something on PayPal or whatever, maybe we can get him a gift certificate, him and his brother, just to get a little something somewhere. So this is not what I'm doing this for. This isn't to beg for money. We send him something nice. But if y'all want to do something that y'all don't have a chance to do, that's fine too. I'll take care of it. Or if you're on Facebook and you want to take care of it through him, that's fine too. But I know this is weird and mushy, but this channel means a lot to me because of y'all, and it has nothing much to do with what I'm collecting as much as who I'm collecting it with. If I wasn't able to share with you guys, it would kind of be pointless. I'd probably still get some stuff here and there, but being able to share with everybody, and that means a lot to me. So I just wanted to let y'all know that. I think I'm done here. If you have loved ones, give them a hug. Don't worry about hugging your stuff. It's not that important. And if you have a chance to be nice to somebody you don't know, do so. The things you do for this, the smallest things you do for people won't go unnoticed. So, all right. Well, I think I'm running out of time on my camera here. It's blinking at me. And I will talk to y'all later.